Ellen DeGeneres was on top of the world. She had the biggest talk show on television. She was hosting the Oscars. She was the recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And she was lending her voice to the character of Dory in the wildly popular Pixar films. The daytime television talk show host employed her dry humor with a relaxed persona to build a huge following, which attracted the biggest A-list stars on the planet. Her life could not have been better, seemingly having it all, but it was that disposition which made the disappointment so much worse. In 2020, multiple allegations began to emerge from employees of the Ellen DeGeneres Show, exposing that Ellen was far from the kind-hearted image she projected. On March 20th of that year, one solitary tweet led to a total collapse of Ellen DeGeneres and her meticulous persona as one of the most friendly figures in Hollywood. She went from untouchable to toxic in the blink of an eye. And this is how it happened.
But Ellen is now facing a major PR problem following a BuzzFeed article that portrays the Queen of Nice as the Queen of Mean.
Ellen DeGeneres' remarkable fall from grace began on March 20th, 2020, right as the nation was going into the COVID lockdown. It was a playful tweet from comedian Kevin Porter that read, "Right now we all need a little kindness. You know, like Ellen DeGeneres always talks about." He was referencing the well-known phrase that Ellen would share at the end of each episode, saying, "Be kind to one another." He went on to say she's also notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Respond to this with the most insane stories you've heard about Ellen being mean, and I'll match every one with $2 to the LA Food Bank. Porter later stated that it was common for people who work in the industry to know or have heard of secondhand a not very nice story about Ellen. "It was just a thought I had rolling out of bed. It seemed like a fun, creative way to raise money for charity." Porter was shocked by the stories that came out in the subsequent days. That's all it took. DeGeneres had gone from being a beloved figure on television to becoming unwelcome in Hollywood circles, just like that. Quickly, some of her talk show interviews began to resurface, which reinforced some of these narratives. In particular was an interview in December of 2019 with actress Dakota Johnson. The interview was a bit awkward, and it showed Ellen accusing Dakota of not inviting her to her 30th birthday party.
Belated birthday. When was your birthday?
It was October 4th.
October 4th. You turned 30.
I did.
And how was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited.
It was probably in Malibu. That's too far for me to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. No, I think I do remember I was invited. Thank you.
You're welcome.
At the beginning of lockdown, DeGeneres made matters worse for herself by joking that quarantining at home was like being in jail. In the now-deleted video, she says, "One thing that I've learned from being in quarantine is that this is like being in jail. It is what it is. It's mostly because I've been wearing the same clothes for 10 days, and everyone in here is gay." The problem that everyone had was that she was sitting in a $24 million Beverly Hills mansion when she said it, and the internet roasted her for it. By midsummer, a damaging report was published by BuzzFeed, which featured the accounts of both current and past staff members of the show, who also confirmed that racism and intimidation were prevalent during times when the cameras were not rolling. Also, while the Ellen Show was shut down during the pandemic, the primary stage crew, comprising of over 30 staff members, did not receive any written updates regarding their working hours or pay for an entire month, although the show continued to be broadcast remotely. Ellen even brought in a non-union technical company to assist her in recording episodes from her home in Beverly Hills. The crew members were surprised, to say the least, after they had learned about it through social media. This added to their discontent, and then they were informed that they would also be taking a significant pay cut. One of her employees came forward and reported that they had taken a month of leave following a mental health crisis, only to come back to find their position had been terminated. They stated, "You would assume that after an individual had attempted to take their own life, it would be prudent to avoid introducing any additional stressors into their lives." This example was then backed up by medical documentation and also corroborated by staff members on the show. A former producer on The Ellen Show, named Hedda Muscat, asserted that the executive producer, Ed Glavin, played a key role in fostering a negative atmosphere, recounting an episode in which he purportedly yelled at a crew member during a staff meeting, and Ellen did nothing except giggle and quip, "Every show needs a pit bull." Even Ellen's former resident DJ on the show chimed in. DJ Tony, who was on the show from 2003 to 2013, took to Instagram and agreed that the show was toxic. He said, "While I am grateful for the opportunity it afforded me, I did experience and feel the toxicity of the environment, and I stand with my former colleagues in their quest to create a healthier and more inclusive workplace as the show moves forward." Then more celebrities began to speak up. Actor Brad Garrett from Everybody Loves Raymond tweeted, "Sorry, but it comes from the top. No more than one who were treated horribly by her. Common knowledge." People magazine then shared his tweet, and Back to the Future star Leah Thompson replied to it saying, "True story, it is." Some celebrities did come to Ellen's defense though. Ashton Kutcher, Katy Perry, and Kevin Hart all sided with Ellen. Portia de Rossi, Ellen's wife, even posted on Instagram, "I stand by Ellen." Because of all the allegations, Ellen was being forced into apologizing. She first used Instagram to tell fans she was sorry that it came to this. It was an emotional video where she was physically upset. Then she fired 3 senior producers before apologizing again, once her show moved back into the studio for the 18th season premiere.
This is me, and my intention is to always be the best person I can be. And if I've ever let someone down, if I've ever hurt their feelings, I am so sorry for that.
Finally, during the final episode of The Ellen DeGeneres Show, which aired on May 26, 2022, she apologized again before ending her show of 19 years. Ellen has subsequently characterized what happened to her as a coordinated misogynistic assault against her, and she remained out of the public eye for 2 years. The 66-year-old comic made a return to stand-up in June with a new routine that made headlines for what she said about the scandal. This event marked the first show of her comedy tour, during which she joked, saying, "I got kicked out of show business. For those of you keeping score, this is the second time I've been kicked out of show business. Eventually they're going to kick me out for a third time because I'm mean, old, and gay." 4 years after the initial revelation of the scandal, DeGeneres has declared her definitive retirement from the entertainment industry. She made this surprising announcement during a stand-up performance in Santa Rosa, California. Addressing the audience, she stated that she would be exiting the public eye after finishing the tour, which is set to be recorded for an upcoming Netflix special. She said, "This is the last time you're going to see me. After my Netflix special, I'm done." Then during a Q&A session, a fan asked her about a potential return to voice Dory in the Finding Nemo series, and DeGeneres responded with, "No, I'm going bye-bye, remember?" Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and please consider subscribing and sharing Recollection Road Entertainment with someone you know. If you enjoyed this video, consider watching this playlist. As always, thank you so much for watching.